Hello, artist. Welcome back to another Art Life Conversations podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Folsom, and I'm so happy and excited to be here with all of you today. The topic is actually a question that I have for all of you, and the question is, what are you committed to? Maybe you've never really thought about that question before or don't think about it on a day-to-day basis, but this question is so important. What is it that you are committed to in every area of your life? So I find it interesting because I think that a lot of the problems that we run up against as artists, problems that we face, issues that we deal with, it all comes down to, in my opinion, a lack of clarity of what you are committed to in this life, what you're all about. So, for example, if you are committed to your financial success as an artist, you are not going to underprice your work, undervalue your work, right? If you're committed to a happy and grateful life, you're not going to be committed to finding everything that's wrong in your day or with your life. So a lot of times just getting very clear on what it is that we are committed to. We're human beings who have free will, and we get to decide in this life what it is that we are committed to. And so a lot of times throughout my days or throughout my weeks, if I find myself engaging in thoughts, in behaviors that are not in line with what I am really committed to in this life, I will actually stop myself and I will say, no, that's not what I'm committed to. This is what I'm committed to in this life. This is what how I'm committed to being, living, doing, having, experiencing in this life. So I think it's really an important question for all of us to answer in a multiple different areas of our life in general, in our relationships, in our business experiences, in our painting practice. So, for example, if you are committed to success, you've made a decision that you're going to be successful as an artist, you're committed to being a successful artist, then you are not going to be playing small. You are not going to be giving into self-doubt all the time and thinking that you're not good enough, and you're not going to give into procrastination, right? If you are committed, truly committed to being a successful artist, you will not let self-doubt, procrastination, laziness, you will not let all of these things come in and ruin your success, right? Like, you will be so aware of, these are the things that do not contribute to my success, and I'm not committed to those things. I'm committed to being successful. So a lot of times questions that I get from the artists in my communities and the artists that I mentor all have to do with issues of this commitment. So if you are committed to reaching success as an artist, you know that you're going to show up in your studio. You know that you're going to work hard to develop good habits, good studio habits, put in the painting time, If you want to have financial success as an artist, again, and that's what you're committed to, then you are not going to continue to put your work in situations where it's not going to be valued, where you're going to have to underprice your work in order to sell it, for example, right? So a lot of times we do find ourselves in these situations. We try things out to see, is this the right fit for me? Is this the right opportunity? And the feedback that we get will tell from those experiences will tell us whether or not they are the right fit or not, right? So, for example, of course, for years, I tried a variety of different things when it came to selling my own artwork. I was in galleries, and my work was in over 10 galleries across the country. And however, it was not, the feedback I was getting was that was not working for me. And I was not selling enough paintings. The galleries weren't selling enough paintings in order for me to have financial stability and financial success, right? They weren't even selling enough for me to be able to survive as an artist financially, let alone thrive. And so I had to eventually decide, what is it that I'm committed to here? Am I committed to my own financial future, my own financial success, or not? Or am I committed to this outward appearance of being in all these so-called really great galleries and continuing to put my eggs in that basket without getting the financial rewards back? And I didn't just try one gallery, y'all. I tried a bunch of galleries, and this went on for at least 5 years. I tried being in galleries, working with galleries for, 5 to 7 years, and multiple galleries. So it's not like I just tried one thing and that didn't work out, right? So sometimes we have to be careful of that too. Like, maybe we didn't put in enough time to really see if that effort was going to pay off or that commitment was going to pay off for us. But whenever you are getting constant feedback like that from those situations, then you have to make a decision of, what it is that you're committed to. So for me, I had to make a decision of, listen, I am choosing to be committed to my financial success and the stability of my financial future as an artist. And the feedback I'm getting from this opportunity and this experience is telling me that it's not able to give me that. So I have to try something else. I have to do something else. Why? Because I'm committed to my financial future as an artist. I do not want to be a starving artist anymore, period. And that was the choice that I made. And so then, of course, comes the part of trying to figure out, okay, so if I am committed to my financial success as an artist, what are the other options available to me out there, and start to workshop those ideas, start to test those ideas out. But what I see happening a lot of times is that artists will have two conflicting commitments. They want to believe that they are committed to their financial success, but yet then they have this other commitment over here that says, but I also want to be perceived a certain way and have a certain amount of status by being in the galleries, even though the galleries are not bringing financial success. Or they hold two opposing commitments of they want to believe that they're committed to their financial success, but then when it comes time to do the work on their business, right? They're also not committed to that. They're not committed to putting in the time on their business to have that financial success. They're more committed to just staying in their comfort zone and painting all the time rather than building their career, rather than building that financial success. So I'm using financial success as an example here, one example of a commitment. But I think it's a really powerful example because you can see clearly how artists will either A, not totally be committed to that outcome and that result in their life, or B, they will have two opposing commitments. that are, fighting against each other. And that brings a lot of difficulty and a lot of confusion and a lot of struggle. So you have to decide, like, what is your top commitments? What is it that really matters to you? What's really important to you? Financial success isn't that big of a priority if that doesn't matter that much to you, but, being perceived a certain way as an artist does, then obviously you want to choose your reputation as an artist, or recognition, or the status symbols of that, all of that goes with that, but you need to choose one commitment and stick with that commitment. The same thing goes for our art practice. If we are really truly committed to our growth as an artist, to improving as an artist, you are going to be committed to putting in your painting time, to showing up, to doing the work. And you're also going to be aware of all the things, all the ways that things come in, bad habits that you have, negative beliefs, negative behaviors, negative thoughts, taking people's criticism to heart too much. You're really going, when you are truly, truly committed to your growth and progress as an artist, you're going to become aware of all of the things that come in to try to disrupt that growth and progress. And when you have made a very firm commitment to your artistic growth and progress, you are going to say no to those other things, right? You can't have two conflicting commitments. So you cannot every day live in this self-deprecation as an artist, self-doubt, self-criticism of your work. You can't live every day in procrastination. You can't, be putting off your painting time, your studio time, if you want to really grow and develop as an artist, right? So those are the things that you can't do. Those are no-nos if you're truly committed to your growth and progress as an artist. You also can't just stay in your private little hole and just try to self-teach yourself all the time either, if you really want to grow and progress as an artist. So you have to decide what it is that you're committed to. Are you committed to all of these old habits, negative patterns? Are you committed to staying safe and protected because you've been so wounded in the past by people's criticism, or you're so afraid of rejection that you won't take risks, that you won't take leaps of faith, that you won't put yourself out there, you won't be brave, you won't be bold, So if that's what you're committed to, then you're not committed to growth and progress as an artist, and you're going to get back very, very limited results. It's the same thing, of course, in our relationships. If we are committed to love and harmony, then we are not going to be engaging in behavior in our relationships that are causing conflict and drama and suffering and fighting, if you're committed to your health, then you're not going to be eating KFC every day and smoking and drinking and not exercising, right? So some of those examples, it's kind of maybe easier to see how, obvious the commitment is or is not. But a lot of times what I find with working with artists and a lot of art friends that I've made over the last 15 years is that for some reason, being an artist and being a professional artist and making a living as an artist, there seems to come in all of this weird kind of gray area stuff that gets everybody confused and conflicted. And I think it's actually not confusing. I think it's just a matter of a decision, of deciding what it is that you are most committed to. Because it's not to say that you can't, it's not to say sometimes that you can't have both things, like that you can't be in galleries and be a financial success. That might end up being the case for you, and that is fantastic and wonderful. But what it means is that whenever you make a commitment of what it is that you truly want, that you're focused on that 100%. So nothing's going to stop you. You're going to be totally unstoppable once you are super, super clear on this is what I value the most. This is what I'm committed to the most. And so anything that starts to get in the way of that, I've got to deal with it. I've got to rearrange things. I've got to clean things up, right? For example, if you are committed to having a really happy, joyful, grateful day, then obviously we can't be giving into a ton of negativity throughout the day. That would show that we are not committed to having that peace of mind, having that high energy state, having that state of passion and enthusiasm and joy and love. If we're constantly engaging in the opposites of that, right? Now, obviously, none of us, obviously all of us have those moments. I don't mean to be super Pollyanna about it, but to me, it's just a matter of a decision. Again, we're human beings with free will. We have the ability to make decisions and make choices for ourselves in this life. And what that means is that, whenever we have that clarity and we make those commitments, we are able to choose that. It doesn't mean that you won't ever have legitimate suffering ever in your life, like a loved one passing away, experiencing that grief, experiencing that loss, going through a hardship, like all of us have gone through the situation with COVID. Those, to me, it's like, this is legitimate suffering. This is legitimate hardship. But what I see most of the time is that a lot of the suffering that we're putting ourselves through that suffering, right? So today, I just want to leave you all with this question of what is it that you are committed to? What are you really committed to in your art life when it comes to the quality of your art, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your financial success as an artist, when it comes to how you want to feel at the easel every day as an artist? What is it that you are truly committed to? And then I want to encourage you, once you get clear on that, to stay vigilantly focused on it and really be aware of these are the obstacles that have sabotaged that for me in the past, or these are the things that are not working that I need to try something else, or I need to course correct in that case. So I'm going to leave you with that question today. I encourage you all to really take the time to think about it, write about it, get very, very clear on what it is that you are committed to the most in your art life. And I'll see you in the next podcast. Happy painting, everybody. Bye.